Hello everybody, Timothy Bailey here again with another video. Today we are looking at adjectives. Specifically, we are looking at the order of adjectives. But first, what are adjectives? Adjectives are any word that tells us about or modifies a noun. Let's look at an example. What is the noun for the thing in this picture? Right, it's a truck. Now, we could say what kind of a truck. We could talk about the truck or modify what kind of a truck. We could say it's an orange truck. We could also say it is an old truck. But should we say it's an old orange truck? Or should we say it's an orange old truck? That's the question. Let's look. There are many kinds of adjectives. You can see them listed here on the left side. The first group is called a determiner. We looked at these before in our last video. These are a bunch of different kinds of words. Specifically, one kind are the articles. So we have a car, an apple, the book, the flowers. But we also have some other words such as this and that and these and those. If you look online for adjectives, determiners may be listed and they may not. People who study English don't always agree, so we might skip those a little bit today. We have opinion adjectives, right, that explain what you think about something or what someone thinks. Silly, beautiful, horrible, difficult. We have size adjectives. Of course, these tell us how big or small something is. Large, tiny, enormous, little, gigantic, huge. We have a lot of those. Age, right, tells us how young or old something is. Ancient, the pyramids of Egypt are ancient. New, young, old. Okay. Shape, right? These are the shape of something, the traditional shapes that you learn when you're a little kid. Square and round and flat and rectangular and triangular. Okay. Color. Of course, color tells us red, blue, pink, and the words such as reddish or pinkish. Origin tells us where something comes from. Often these are the country adjectives. French food, an American car, Greek salad, but also words like lunar and Eastern. The material. So the material, the things that something is made out of, such as wooden or metal or cotton or paper. I am eating salad out of a wooden bowl. Purpose describes what something is used for, right? Often ending with ing. So sleeping, such as a sleeping bag. Roasting, as a roasting tin. You might put a roast in to cook for a holiday. Then we have the noun. Okay, this is the figure that is receiving the adjectives, that is being modified. Let's look at some examples. Hector has a cat. Is there an adjective here? Well, yes and no. If we think that determiners, such as the article are adjectives, then yes, there is an adjective. But if we think of adjectives how we traditionally think of them, we might say no. Remember, the is an article, and there are three of them. A or a, an or un, the or the. Articles are a kind of word called a determiner, right? And there are many kinds of determiners, but we'll look at those another day. Let's say goodbye to this information and look at some more examples. I have an orange shirt. What is the adjective? Good, orange. What kind of a shirt? Orange. Maritza has old two aunts. Uh-oh. Something sounds strange here. We have a problem. This sentence is not correct because the order of the adjectives is not in the right order. Maritza has two old aunts. There we go. So the number must come before the age, old or young. Try another one. May bought a shiny black Japanese car. Okay? So words like shiny must come before the color. And the origin, remember, Japanese here, must come after color. Okay? Let's try some more. So we have, in order, quantity, quality, size, age, shape, color, origin, and purpose. Now for this spot here, people will call this spot, number 7, different things. We also have the material that goes here as well. Let's look at some examples. Quantity, we have things like 3, right? Quality, we have beautiful. For size, we have enormous, really, really big. For age, we have young. Shape, we might have round. Color green, like the words I'm using here. Origin, Chinese. And the purpose, maybe for cooking. How about some examples for each? For quantity, I have 3 tall brothers. Here's the noun, brothers. It's a plural noun, so we can't use an article, remember? And we have 3. But then we have another adjective, tall. Tall tells us the size. So the quantity comes before the size. That is a beautiful painting. Here, the noun painting is singular and it's countable. We have the adjective, and then we do have a determiner, the article a. How about size? That is an enormous shrimp. Okay? Shrimp, countable, right? Although it doesn't get an S. One shrimp, many shrimp. Enormous is the adjective telling us about the size of the shrimp. And then again, we do have an article. Because the adjective starts with a vowel, we use an instead of the article a. Number 4, age. We have some tiny young ducks. A plural noun, ducks. And then we have quantity. Some is an adjective of quantity. It's not a certain amount like 3 or a couple, but it does tell us quantity. Then we have size, tiny, and we have the age, young. Shape. Bobby has a big round ball. Okay. Here's the noun, ball, countable, singular. So we have the article a. Then we have the size, big, and the shape, round. So Bobby does not have a round big ball. Bobby has a big round ball. What about color? That is an ugly green frog. Well, that's not very nice to say about the frog, but we can look at the sentence anyways. Frog is a countable noun. This is singular. So we have an. And we have an, not a, because the first adjective starts with a vowel. So ugly talks about the quality, what we think about the frog. So the frog is ugly. Then we have the color, green. Origin. He ate 1 Chinese cookie. Cookie is countable. Okay? But we don't need an article here, because here we are using 1. And if you remember in the first video about articles, the articles and an also mean 1. So we wouldn't want to say he ate and 1 Chinese cookie. That would be like saying he ate one Chinese cookie. So if we're actually going to use the number 1, we don't need the article. We could say he ate a Chinese cookie. That would mean the same thing. Okay? So quantity, then origin. What kind of a cookie? It's a cookie from China. Or a Chinese cookie that was made here in the United States. That doesn't really matter. The last one, purpose. Bev bought a large cooking pot. Okay? Here's the noun, Pot, right? Like in the kitchen for cooking. Pots can be countable. So this is a singular one. So we have the article a, because the first adjective, which tells us about the size, starts with an L. And what kind of a pot is it used for? There are many pots. You could have a cleaning pot or a storage pot, possibly. This is a pot for cooking. So, size, then purpose. Large cooking pot. This is the order, 1 through 8. How about some advice? Well, typically we don't often use 3 or more adjectives. That is very, very unusual to do that. Mostly we use 1 or 2 adjectives. However, even 2 adjectives in the wrong order will sound strange. So the order of adjectives is important even if you're only using 2 like we normally do. Be careful with your order of adjectives. Here are a couple links that you can use, right, to find out more information about the order of adjectives. I hope this was helpful. Remember, next time you're describing a noun in detail, remember the order of your adjectives. Bye-bye. Thank you.